Good evening, everyone. My name is Sonal Agrawal. I am a junior faculty at Rush Alzheimer Disease Center. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present my research work here. Today, I'm going to present my one of the project. The aim is to investigate the role of cerebrovascular pathology and Lewy bodies to understand the Parkinsonian signs in older people. I have nothing to disclose. The mild Parkinsonian signs, including gait impairment, rigidity, tremor, bradykinesia, are very much common in the older peoples. And these Parkinsonian signs are increased with age, and it can be present in up to 50% of older persons by age of 85 years. Despite these severity and deleterious effects in older people, the treatments are still not available, and one of the major reasons is little is known about the underlying neuropathologies. Multiple research has been done to understand the underlying neuropathologies that are associated with increased Parkinsonian signs. In this slide, I'm going to share some articles that support that nigral pathologies, including neuronal loss and the Lewy bodies, are associated with increased Parkinsonian signs in the older people, even in the people without clinical Parkinson disease. The paper on the left shows that the nigral Lewy body pathologies are associated with increased Parkinsonian sign, while the paper on the right from our group published by Aaron Buckman, he shown that the similar findings that neuronal loss in the substantia nigra as well as the Lewy bodies present in the brain are related with the Parkinsonian signs. Several studies has underwent and done to understand the contribution of other brain pathologies in Parkinsonian signs, and found that not only the Lewy body pathologies, but the cerebrovascular disease pathologies are also related with Parkinsonian signs, and it contributes to the deleterious effect. I'm just showing here the two papers. The paper on the left is indicating that the small vessels pathology, especially the arteriosclerosis and the microinfarcts, are related with the Parkinsonian signs. And the paper on the right, again from our group, investigated the three major cerebrovascular pathologies as shown in the table below in the box, the macroscopic infarcts, microscopic infarcts, and the arteriosclerosis, and found a similar finding that these cerebrovascular pathologies are important, and they are the person who had these pathologies have more Parkinsonian signs. This is a paper, this is a bar diagram of the paper, which is recently published from our group. And this paper aim was to investigate more carefully the contribution of the brain pathologies in the progression of Parkinsonism in person-specific level. So the results showed that the average participants have three pathologies, and the Parkinson disease pathologies is the common one, and there are 31 different combinations of the brain pathologies are found which are related with progression of Parkinsonism. So these bar diagrams, each bars on the x-axis represents the combinations of the brain pathologies, either with Parkinson disease or and cerebrovascular pathologies. And as you can see here, especially in the Parkinson disease, this group, only the 14 people that have the Parkinson disease pathologies alone. So it is very uncommon to have a single pathologies that are related with progression of Parkinsonism. The most of the subjects have mixed pathologies, means multiple brain pathologies which are related with increased progression of Parkinsonism. So this study is very important and giving a lot of answer that the mixed pathologies are very important, and it is related with Parkinsonism. And it raised the question also, does any cerebrovascular pathologies interact with Lewy bodies to increase the Parkinsonian signs, and what are these cerebrovascular pathologies. So my work is mainly investigate this question that whether any cerebrovascular pathologies further increase the progression of Parkinsonian signs in the people with Lewy bodies. This study has been done in more than 1,700 participants from community-based samples, including religious order study, memory and aging project, and minority aging research study. Here, the table are showing the characteristics of these cohorts. For example, the Ross cohort has been established in 1993. The MAP cohort is started in 1997, and Mars cohort study has been started in 2004. The participants are mentioned for each cohort studies. Each cohort participants underwent for annual clinical evaluation for Parkinsonian signs. The brain donations are mandatory for Ross and MAP, but optional for the Mars studies. After get the brain autopsies done, all the cases performed for neuropathological diagnosis. The overall follow-up rate for the clinical evaluation are very high for our subjects, more than 95%, and autopsy, same as for autopsy rate, more than 80%. How we collect the clinical Parkinsonian signs. So the 4 Parkinsonian signs means rigidity, bradykinesia, tremor, and gait impairment were derived from 26-item modified version of motor UPDRS. Each of these 4 Parkinsonian signs were scored in the scale of 1 to 100. And then finally, we construct a global Parkinsonian sign scores by taking the average of 4 individual Parkinsonian sign scores. After autopsy, we performed neuropathology. We performed the done the neuropathologic workup, and then in this particular study, I mainly focused on Lewy bodies, which we are assessed from the multiple brain regions using the immunohistochemistry methods. Then I also focus on the cerebrovascular disease, mainly 5 cerebrovascular disease, such as atherosclerosis, gross infarct, arteriolosclerosis, cerebroamyloid angiopathies, and microinfarcts. The atherosclerosis and the gross infarcts are collected during the gross examination of the brain, while the arteriolosclerosis, CAA, and the microscopic infarcts are collected during the microscopic investigation of the brain. Finally, these data underwent for the statistical analysis to look the outcome for global Parkinsonian sign score and the gait scores. We perform the linear regression analysis as these outcomes are continuous. For rigidity, tremor, and the bradykinesia, we perform a logistic regression models as these are the as we use as a categorical variables. All the analyses were adjusted for each sex and educations. Coming to the demographic characteristics, so these tables represent the demographics of our total subjects. The mean age and death of our total subjects are near to 90 years. Almost 70% of our cases are females, highly educated. This table represents the clinical characteristics of our total subjects. The global Parkinsonian sign scores, which was scaled from 1 to 100, was 16. Parkinsonian gait score was 39. Rigidity, bradykinesia, and the tremor were infrequent in our samples, so we collected as yes or no. Therefore, 25% of the subjects had rigidity, 43% of subjects had bradykinesia, and 30% of subjects had tremor. This table represents the characteristics of our neuropathologic measures. As you can see that about 1/4 of our subjects had Lewy bodies, and about 2/3 of subjects had single or multiple cerebrovascular pathologies in our brain. Coming to the understand the relation of Lewy bodies and the cerebrovascular pathologies, with global Parkinsonian signs. And so we performed a linear regression model, including all these predictors in a single model and adjusted for age, sex, and education. And what we see that Lewy bodies, macroscopic infarcts, arteriolosclerosis, atherosclerosis, and CAA are independently associated with global Parkinsonian signs scores, except microscopic infarcts. Then we tested our objective and, we also look for the individual Parkinsonian signs scores, gait score, rigidity, tremor, and bradykinesia for each predictors. And what we see, multiple associations. So, for example, for Lewy bodies, the Lewy bodies are related with rigidity, tremor, and bradykinesia, while macroscopic infarcts are related with gait score and rigidity. Arteriolosclerosis are also related with gait score and the rigidity. Atherosclerosis are related with 3 Parkinsonian signs, such as gait score, rigidity, and bradykinesia. However, CAA and microscopic infarcts are not independently associated with any individual Parkinsonian signs. Next, we examine for our aim whether any cerebrovascular pathologies further potentiate the Parkinsonian signs in people with Lewy bodies. So we performed an interaction analysis, and this is a result for macroscopic infarcts. So we performed 3 models separate for the outcome of global Parkinsonian signs score. The model 1 is our core model, which is adjusted for age, sex, and education. The model 2 is further adjusted for other vascular pathologies, since the vascular pathologies are very much correlated. And the third model is similar to the model 2, but excluding the people with clinical Parkinson's disease. And what we've seen that the macroscopic infarcts have interacts with the Lewy bodies in a significant manner in such a way that people who had both pathologies shown more Parkinsonian signs compared to the person who had single pathologies, either Lewy bodies and macroscopic infarcts. It is also interesting to notice that the Lewy bodies lose the significance for the global Parkinsonian signs in the absence of macroscopic infarcts. That suggests that the people with Lewy body pathologies but without microscopic infarct does not relate with the global Parkinsonian signs scores, and the findings are very robust against the model. We performed the similar analysis to examine the Parkinsonian gait score, and we found that similar interaction effect, that macroscopic infarct and the Lewy bodies has important interactions, synergistic interactions for Parkinsonian gait score. The similar analysis we also performed for other cerebrovascular pathologies. However, we did not see any interaction of microscopic infarcts, arteriolosclerosis, atherosclerosis, and CAA with Lewy bodies for global Parkinsonian signs scores. So this study finally suggests a synergistic link between Lewy body and macroscopic infarcts to further increase the Parkinsonian signs score, especially Parkinsonian gait impairment in older people, and highlights the impact of mixed vascular and neurodegenerative pathologies on the loss of motor functions. However, the further work is warranted to understand the mechanism underlying this disease. However, this result raising the question whether the more aggressive vascular treatment, vascular risk factor, and disease treatment prior to the death might decrease the burden of age-related Parkinsonian signs in these people. This study has some limitations. The major of the participants are Caucasians. The further study is warranted in the diverse populations. The findings are cross-sectional, so the causal inference are limited. These studies have multiple advantages. The first, that the study has been done in community-based cohort with high rates of clinical follow-up rate and autopsy rate, that indicates the generalizability. We use a uniform structured procedure to evaluate the Parkinsonian signs, which is the major advantage of this study. Similar, we used a uniform structured postmortem procedure to assess the cerebrovascular pathologies, which cannot be directly detected with current imaging techniques such as atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis, CAA, etc. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the study participants enrolled in ROS, MAP, and MARS study. The special thanks to Julie Schneider, my mentor, and other Rush RADC investigators. And a big thanks to National Institute of Health for the funds. Thank you so much. Hope you have a nice rest of the meeting.